Hello everyone, it is Karina with Karina Loves to Plan. Thank you for joining me in my little corner of the internet where I discuss all things planners, fountain pens, and fountain pen inks. And today I am going through this package from Hemlock and Oak. They are a Canadian company, so these planners are Canadian made, Canadian owned, and I'm going to be talking about my latest purchase from them. Let's get started. Just opening up the box here, and we have... move that out of the way just in case there was any information. No, just my email. Okay, perfect. And then included in this envelope is, I think there were some freebies in here, and I apologize for all the noise. Oh, there's a few freebies in here, which is lovely. Oh, they've got reminder stickers and some square bullets. So this is in the deep oak color, and this is the secret garden. So you've got reminders, appointments, errands, work, and meeting. Ooh, I like that. Then, and this, ooh, these are extras as well. I didn't order these ones. I also love that the packaging is FSC certified and 100% recyclable. This is what I love about Hemlock and Oak, is that they are very, very mindful and intentional about their packaging, and even the stickers, they're made in Canada, zero waste, 100% recyclable. Love that. Then here we have, oh, there's a notepad, and it's just a priority flow notepad. So right now, right after, later, urgent, brain dump. Oh, that's lovely. I might actually give that to my sister. That might be good for her for work. Then we have the two that I ordered. So let's put this aside. So here are the two notebooks that I purchased. The first is the this is the blank notebook in Aster. And it's just a blank notebook, and I want to use this for doing some fountain pen ink painting and some doodling. But also I just love the cover, and it just feels beautiful. And then with this paper, this is the, I believe it's the 150 GSM paper. There is a pocket in the back, but also there is a beautiful bookmark in this as well. So what I'm going to do with this particular notebook is I'm going to do a test here of different pens and fountain pen inks, and we'll go from there. And it's got the Hemlock and Oak embossed there. This one though is the one that I'm excited for. This is a graph notebook. There's no foiling, and it is it's not the hardcover, but it is the paper or the stock cover or cardboard cover. Oh my gosh, I can't even say it. I believe it's the cloth flex, I think is what I ordered, but I can't remember. But this is in graph, and oh, there's even page numbers in here. But this is in their new 70 GSM Archivist paper. This paper is supposed to be fountain pen friendly. Oh, and it feels so smooth already. And they have their weekly and daily planner in this 70 GSM paper, but I wanted to just purchase the notebook. I think they have the 2026 weekly and daily planner in this, the undated weekly and daily planner, and the graph notebooks as well, both in this cloth flex, I believe it is. And they also have it in the hardcover and paper flex. It's just beautiful. I love the cover, and I didn't intend for these two to match as well as they do, but oh my gosh, I'm in love with these. So this comes with, I want to know, okay, there's 288 pages in here. Now with this blank notebook, I believe it's the same number of pages, but as you can tell, they're going to be definitely different widths, because this is 150 GSM, this is 70 GSM. But let me just double check. I believe this notebook is going to be, how many pages is this going to be? So 150 GSM, and there are 160 pages. So 160 pages and then 288 in here. So what I'm going to do then now is pull out a few of my fountain pens and pull out some gel pens as well, and some Tombos, and then clear color dots, and we will do some testing in the back of these papers. All right, so the first test I'm going to do is with this Uniball one, and it's got black ink in it. So this is the Heritage paper, 150 GSM, and then this is the Archivist paper. I'm actually going to write that on both of them here. So Heritage 150 GSM, and then this is the Archivist 70 GSM. So the first test here is with this Uniball 1. do that here. And then the same here. So Uniball 1, and I apologize ahead of time that my writing is not going to be straight on the blank paper. I rely heavily on grids or lines. Okay, so the next test I'm going to do is actually with these Zig Clean color dots, and then I will do a fountain pen. So these are, let's see, let's do this one here, and then here. And this one is, what is the color? Hyacinth. So Zig Clean dot Hyacinth. And we'll also do this. And then Zig Clean dot Hyacinth. It's actually, this paper is really, really smooth. It's lovely. And we'll do the same with, this one is the metallic, and I think these ones are slightly more saturated. So there we go. And I press down really hard on these as well. So you've got the, and these are much thicker, Zig metallic. What's the color of this one? Violet. Zig. This one's kind of resting on the top of the page there. And this is Violet. And then we get another Zig Clean color dot here. This one is, what color are you? Fawn. And I am definitely pushing hard on that one here too. So Zig Clean dot, and this is Fawn. So I'm going to do this test first, and then I'm going to show you what the back of the page looks like. But so far, I'm not really seeing any feathering or anything from these first few pens that I'm testing. And then lastly, this Zig Clean color dot metallic in red. That's definitely, though, like very saturated, and there's a lot of that ink sitting at the top. So this is Zig Clean, nope, Clean metallic red, and Zig Clean metallic red. This is what my writing would look like with a broad nib. Just saying. Very big. All right, so those are the Zig Clean color dot markers. Next, we'll do my Tombows. This is 757, and I chose a deeper color as well, and I'm gonna choose a light one here too. So this is the Tombow dual brush, and the color is 757. And we'll do this here, and same on this side. And Tombow dual brush pen 757. Perfect. And then the next color I'm going to do is the 977. Now on here, the Tombow looks like it's definitely soaking into the paper a bit. And this is the heritage paper. So this is Tombow dual brush. And what number did I say again? 977. And same for here. Yeah, and it looks like it's feathering a little bit here, but not so much on the Archivist paper, which is lovely. And even on the heritage paper, the swatch there versus there, you can tell that it's graining here a bit, whereas not here, which is very promising. So Tombow dual. Oh, Lucy is barking because my husband is coming home. Lovely. Okay, and then my mild liner. So I'm going to choose purple for my mild liner. Just look at the difference though between how they go down between the two different papers. Like already there's a bit of graining there, like you can see the fibers of the papers where you can't really see that on the Archivist. So Tom, that's not right. Mild liner. And this is in, what color is this? Violet. And so we have mild liner. Oh my gosh, writing with really broad felt is not my style. But look at just the difference in the way, like it feels like it's lighter on here than it is on here, but there's some of the grains or fibers coming out in the swatch and they're not coming out here, which is very, very promising. So now let's do my fountain pens. The first pen I'm going to test is my Pilot Vanishing Point, and this has an extra fine nib, and it is inked with Pilot Iroshizuku Takesumi. And so this is Pilot Vanishing Point, and this has an extra fine nib, and this is Pilot Iroshizuku Takesumi. Now, this is a very, very fine nib, and I feel like when I'm writing on this, it definitely catches a little bit, but let's do the test here. And it definitely, the paper does feel smoother. So we have Pilot. Oh yeah, and the paper doesn't catch as much as that one. Pilot and Vanishing Point with an extra fine. And it has Pilot Iroshizuku. Oh, it's very smooth writing with this, and that is a huge testament because this is an extra fine nib. It will pick up fibers, and this is not picking up fibers on the Archivist paper. I'm really liking how that's writing on there. I feel like though there's also a little bit of like spreading or bleeding on the Heritage paper, because the Heritage paper isn't necessarily made for fountain pens, but there is, I feel like, a little bit of bleeding, but not in the Archivist paper at all. That's lovely. So let's move up, I guess, to the next nib size here. Let's do, ooh, which one do I want to, okay. Let's do my Pilot Kakuno, and this has a lighter ink in it actually. So the ink in this one, I can't remember now, it's Sailor Manyo Nagi, I believe it is. No, what's in here? That's not right. What ink is in here? No, it's ostrich ink. What is in here? Oh my gosh, no, I'm wrong. It's Ink Institute Shuyang Forest, my goodness. But I can already feel that this is with the fine nib. With this ink, and even just with this pen, it is bleeding. So, and you can see that the color isn't really showing the way it should. And it just feels like it's not really a smooth gliding experience between the nib and the paper on this one. Whereas on the Archivist, oh, definitely smoother. And I don't feel like the nib is catching, but also you can tell that this is bleeding here, this is not bleeding here. This is the Pilot Kakuno with a fine nib, and this is Ostrich Ink Shuyang Forest. Oh, that's lovely on there, really lovely. Let's go up to the next nib size. Let's do an Esterbrook Esty here, and this has Diamine Harmony. This does have an extra fine nib as well, but already you can see it bleeding here. This is the Esterbrook Esty with an extra fine nib, and this is Diamine Harmony. Yeah, it's definitely bleeding there. You can see in the way that those letters look here, but on here, I don't see that bleeding happening in the swatch. So Esterbrook Esty with an EF nib, Diamine Harmony. It's lovely on this paper. Oh, that's lovely. Look at the way that the ink shows beautifully here. I'm really enjoying that. Now, how are shimmer inks going to react to here, or even with a, you know, slightly broader nib? So I have my Zodiac Penco here. It's got it still has an extra fine nib, but it has a shimmer ink in here. This is Diamine Yule Log that's in here. So this is my Zodiac Penco, and this has an EF, and it's Diamine Yule Log. Okay, there's some bleeding in the lettering, and you kind of see the shimmer, but not really. But then let's try it on the Archivist paper here. And I don't see any bleeding or like spreading of the ink. Zodiac Penco. This is an extra fine, again, Diamine Yule Log. Oh, that's really lovely. Really enjoying that. I mean, I haven't flipped the page over yet to see what it looks like on the back, but so far, really, really lovely. Okay, what do I want to last test with? This is my Just Turnings. It's got a fine Architect, which is probably the one that's the most broad out of everything I have right now. And yeah, I can see that there's some, like, you can see the fibers soaking in that ink. So this is Just Turnings, and this has a fine Architect. And this, yeah, you can even see the way that the ink is soaking into that paper. And this is, what is in here? Taranishi Opera Rose. Now I'm excited to see what it looks like on this paper here. Oh, it's looking like it's doing beautifully so far. Not a lot of spreading out. So this is Just Turnings with a fine Architect, and this is Taranishi Opera Rose. That's lovely. Now there is some soaking in there, but I say soaking, but oh, what is the word that I'm trying to, it's definitely being absorbed by the paper, but not like the Heritage paper here. So let's flip these pages over. So this side here is the Heritage paper, and then this side here is the new Archivist paper. Even though there was some like spreading of the ink and some bleeding of the ink, there is no bleed through on that paper. It is a hefty, thick paper, but I don't think, in terms of wanting to see the characteristics of the ink, I don't think this paper is it. But this paper, there's like some shadowing, but no bleed through. I am impressed with this paper. I am very impressed. I love the way that it feels as well. So I was really tempted to actually possibly use this as my ink journal for next year. I do love the grids in it, and I think that with the way that this test has worked out, I think it would be a great test, or basically a great ink journal for me. But I want to quickly compare how these look to my current ink journal, which has the Tomoe River paper. I'm going to pull out my currently inked for November so we can have a quick look at how some of the ink is looking here. And I don't know if you can see that too well, but this looks very similar. I mean, like Shuyang Forest is going to look different because of the swatch, but the way that the writing looks very, very similar. Yule Log also looks similar, and Taranishi Opera Rose looks a little bit redder on this paper than it does on my Tomoe River paper, but I'm very impressed with this. So I am really considering using this as an ink journal for next year, or some form of notebook, and being able to use it with my fountain pens. One of the things though is that this has quite a large grid. I think I'm gonna just look back at my notes here, but I think the grid on this is, let's see here, so the 70 GSM Archivist paper, how big is that grid? So features, specifics. The grid size is 4.2 millimeters, which, just looking at the size of this, now this is in inches, so this may not work here. Hold on. So this is what, point, like 4 millimeters, 3 millimeters, 3 millimeters. And then this one is, yeah, 4.2. That is a huge difference. I didn't think it would be such a huge difference, but this feels like really big for my writing. But again, this is a great alternative if you're wanting to find a Canadian owned and sustainable company that creates notebooks that are fountain pen friendly. I highly, highly recommend Hemlock and Oak, specifically their new Archivist paper. I'm in love with this. Oh, I got it dirty. I'm in love with this paper. Now I'm just like, how am I going to use it? Should I use this for notes for work, or use it for drawing, or use it for doodling? I don't know yet, but I'm so glad I got the opportunity to be able to try these both. Now, this one I can definitely use for more doodling or painting, or I can give that to my husband, although I don't know if he'd like the pink so much, or I can give that to my daughter. But again, great options from a Canadian-owned sustainable company. All right, but that is it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. I will leave a link and my actually affiliate link to Hemlock and Oak down below as well. All right, thank you again, and don't forget to hit that like button and to subscribe. Thanks again, and have yourselves a great day.